Good morning. So from today, am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Anna.
Anna.
Yes, Anna.
So from today onwards, we'll start SSIS. Okay. So SSIS stands for SQL Server Integration Services. Okay. And the main purpose of SSIS is like integrating the data or pushing the data or dumping the data from various sources like Excel's, CSV files, text files. Okay. Text files and XML files. Okay, so from these source files is nothing but where we have the data. Okay, where the sources which contains the data. Okay, and from these source files, so what we will do is we'll read the data by using SSIS. Okay, and from the tool called ETL. Okay, so ETL is nothing but extraction, and T is nothing but transmission, and L is nothing but loading. Okay, so in terms of T, so we can also say another thing called extraction, transformation, transmission or transformation, both are same. Okay, so by using in SSIS, so we have again a tool called ETL. So this is nothing but extraction, transformation, and loading. So by using this ETL tool, what we will do is we'll read the data from the sources like Excel and CSVs, text files, and XMLs. Okay, or else we can also dump the data from other databases like Oracle. Okay, or even different SQL servers also. Okay, so from those sources we'll read by using this ETL, and finally we'll dump the data in destination. Destination is nothing but so into SQL Server mainly databases basically. Okay, so this is nothing but destination. So as we are learning SQL Server database, we are loading into this, but in some of the projects, so they are using different databases like DB2 or MySQL, Oracle, something like that. In such a case also, okay, the sources remain same, and they'll use the ETL tool, which is into SSIS, and the destination is nothing but MySQL, Oracle databases and all. But as we are learning SQL Server, no, our destination is always SQL. Okay, now earlier we learned how to create the tables and all, and the thing is, so we are not going to dump by using our insert statements and all, because if we have lakhs of amounts of data, so is it possible to write insert statements for each and every column and row? Is it easy?
No.
No.
No, right? So now so that's the reason what generally will happen in the real time is um, the clients will keep the data in this source files like Excel and all, and that Excel files they will send it to us. Yeah, and by using your SSIS tool, so we'll read the data and we'll push it into the tables whatever we created. Okay, this is how we'll dump the data in real time. We'll not write any insert statements and all. We'll write it, but not for the transactional tables. I mean the main tables. Okay, so these insert statements will be useful only in terms of internal tables. Okay, so I said like employee tables and all will be there, departments. So there we have a limited data, that too it is related to our organization. Okay, in such situation also sometimes we'll write it in insert by using inserts, we'll dump the data. Sometimes we'll keep the data in the Excels and we'll read the data, and by using SSIS itself, so we'll read and we'll dump it into the database. Okay, so that's the main purpose of SSIS. So when you when you take in a series, like what is the main purpose of IS, RS, and SQL will be. So, I mean, the sequence. Okay, so first always SSIS will come, then your SQL Server will come, then SSRS will come. So why? Because so not in terms of training, I'm talking about in terms of project. Okay, because so what will happen? So we'll get the source files, right? So the Excel files, let's say, and first of all, we need to push the data into the database. Okay, so that's why we'll use SSIS first. Okay, so you can take Excel as a source and we'll dump the data into DB. So once the DB contains the data, what we will do, we'll write our queries. Yeah, or we'll write store codes and functions and all, and we will create a SSRS report, and finally we'll deploy that report, and we'll display for the users in the report server level. Okay, so this is the overall project which we will be doing in the real time, guys. This is the overall course which we are learning. Okay, now why why we are going for SSIS to read the data from this source files, means like Excel, CSVs and all. So because there is no other tool for the, I mean, no, there is no straightforward mechanism to dump the data from Excels to the DBs. Okay, the client cannot directly go and push that Excel data into SQL Server database, guys. It's not possible at all. Okay, that's the reason. So they need some tool. Okay, there are different tools, like we have something called Informatica also there. Okay, and there are some other ETL tools and all there. Yeah, and those are not part of our Microsoft, but this SSIS belongs to the Microsoft. Okay, but yeah, there are many ETL tools where you can perform similar kind of thing. Yeah, as this is the cheapest tool, so we'll be using SSIS only. Yeah, and in real time, most probably we'll work on these three source files, mostly Excels and CSVs and text files, guys. These are the three source files which will be getting the data, and by using ETL tool, so we'll push it into the SQL Server database. Yeah, so any doubts till now?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, so everyone is clear, right? Yeah, okay. Now already we've discussed about the import option, right? What is the purpose of it in SQL Server level? To get the data from different.
We can get the data from different data sources.
Yeah, so basically right click, so we can import the data from Excel, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So we can
Yes,
import the
sir.
data from Excel also, we can import, or text file also, CSV also. All the options are available in this import option. Okay, so if it is already present, what is the necessity of SSIS? So here also we are dumping from Excel to your database, right? But already we have this import option here to read the data from Excel. Yeah, what's the difference? You got my question?
Yes, sir. Now.
Yes, sir.
As we have a direct option in SQL Server, so why again they have introduced SSIS?
We may need to dump multiple files at a time.
Existing data and the new data may helpful, right, sir?
Sorry.
To merge the existing data and to when we add a new data from any of the other file, then this will be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, that is also correct. But in simple ways, I can tell you. So now here, whenever I'm dumping the data, okay, so I'm not eliminating anything, correct? So we are just whatever data is there in the Excel level, completely we are importing to the table. Yes or no? Are we eliminating any columns or rows? Is it possible to eliminate? No, we don't have any
No.
option, correct? So even though there is
Yes.
some duplicates and all, I cannot eliminate by using this import. I mean, not only duplicates, any junk data you can take. Yeah. But whereas in this process, so ETL process, so we can able to do the eliminations. Okay. So here we have extraction, right? And then transformation. So by using this transformation between extraction and loading, we have transformation. By using transformation, what we will do is we will do the manipulations of the data. I mean, what we will do is from the excels, whatever data we are getting, if I want to eliminate something, okay, if I want to eliminate before loading into the database, so what we can do is we can remove that data, or we can ignore that data, so that we can push only limited data to our database. I mean, not limited data, I can say it's a proper data. Okay, so let me just give an example. Let's say I have a file wherein I have 1 lakh rows, and out of 1 lakh, so I have 45,000 duplicates are there. Okay, now if I use the import option, so into my DB table, I have to push all 1 lakh rows, correct? First, yes or no?
Yes.
And then if I need to delete the
Remove
duplicates, what I have to do?
The distinct option or
So we have to use this CTE,
Need
correct?
to go for CTE.
CT is yeah.
CTE to
Yes.
remove the duplicates. But before that, we need to push the 1 lakh rows into the table.
Yes.
Yes. But when you use SSIS tool, yeah, now before loading into the table itself, okay, so we can eliminate, duplicates using some of the transformations. We'll discuss about it. Yeah. So now 45,000 rows will get eliminated. The remaining rows will be 55,000. Correct. Now only this 55,000 will be dumped into DB table. Now you tell me which one will be faster.
SSIS.
So here the SSIS will be much faster, no? Because here unnecessary rows I'm going to eliminate before loading into the table. But here unnecessarily I'm loading the complete data. Then after I'm removing. Correct? There is an extra step
Yes.
which we are doing. That's the reason we'll go for SSIS guys. Okay, before loading into the table, so we can do some manipulations, whatever we want, and we can push the required data into the database table. That's the main purpose of SSIS. Any doubts? Any doubts?
Sir, only this duplicate deleting or major
Sorry?
things, what can we will do? Sir, in this,
Sorry?
major things, sir. What will major things? Major things.
Not only do eliminating duplicates, there are many other mechanisms are there. I just gave a small example.
When we are getting the data from the SQL server,
Mm-hmm.
before we create a report,
Mm-hmm.
so here we remove the duplicates and like first row, last row, or whatever we want. All the transformation we do it here, right, sir?
Correct, correct, correct.
So
So
later,
because data entry, right? Data entry jobs.
yes, but
So when they are entering the data, we might not know, okay, what exactly they are entering. It might be, contain some spelling mistakes, or column might be changed, or data might be changed. So there might be so many mistakes, no? In such a case, we just need to, find out that, and show again to the client saying that this is the incomplete data, whatever you are getting. So please correct it and re-upload the file.
okay.
Okay.
So
Just
after
cleansing the data.
okay. So
Yeah.
in reporting part, this SSIS comes first and later SSRS later, as you said.
Sorry, in reporting.
In reporting part, sir, if you are working on reports daily,
Mm-hmm.
so from database we get the data what is there, what is present. So here we do all the transformation and we do reporting and next visualization. That is the pathway.
Yes, yes. This is the complete process. So we will cleanse the data using SSIS, and whatever required data will push it into DB, and whatever cleansed data is there, right, in DB. So there we will write our store process or whatever logics we want, we will write it, and that queries will use it in the SSRS to generate the reports. This is the whole process. Okay. Any other doubts?
Anna, how about FKPK relations, Anna?
FKPK relation.
Hmm.
You mean to say that generally when we are loading when we are loading using SSIS, right, into the table, so we will build the FK relations, I mean PKFK relations, okay, so in the tables, but will not load any data first of all, okay, because the data will be loaded from your ETLs, right, okay, so we will be building the relations between the tables, then after we'll load the data.
Okay.
Yeah. Next. Okay. So this SSIS also we will be doing with the Visual Studio only again. Let me just open it. Okay. And you just need to create again a new project for that. Okay. Can you see there is something called integration service project? Okay. So just select it and click on next. Now you just select something called SSIS packages or SSIS sample packages. Okay, and the solution also has been created similar like your SSRS, and I'm just creating it. Okay, yeah, this is how it looks like. Yeah, so in the similar manner, however, your SSRS looks like, no, in the same way, but the options whatever we have here is it's a bit different. Okay, so now you can see in the right hand side, so as we have seen in the SSRS, the similar option like solution explorer. Yes, in the left hand side we have what in
SSIS
SSRS?
toolbox.
In SSRS.
Report data.
Yeah, we have a report data option,
Report data
and then
toolbox.
we have a SSRS toolbox, correct?
Toolbox.
Yes, but here we have a SSIS toolbox, and then right hand side we have solution explorer, and between this, okay, we whatever we have here is design surface, okay, where we are creating the packages. Don't call it as a reports. So reports only comes in reporting, but in SSIS it will be called as package. Okay, and let me just take paint. Extraction, transformation, loading. Okay, this is the whole ETL process case. So in each and every letter, in each and every word, so they're taking first letter actually. So ETL. Okay, this whole process is called as ETL. Okay, and here also we will not use we will not write much queries like your SSRS and all, but we'll write it, but not very much. And it is kind of a flow chart based. You know about flow chart, no? Which we learned in I think in C language and also in 10th class and all. So you know rhombus or rectangular square and all, right? So here we do not have such kind of things, but the processing, the data process will flow using the flow chart only. Okay, we'll build the packages so in such a way like your flow charts. Okay, but here we do not have any kind of rhombuses, square boxes, or text. I mean the rectangulars and all. Okay, but the process remains same. Yeah, the data will flow from one step to another step. Okay, so let's discuss option by option. Okay, so whatever we have available in Solution Explorer and in the design surface and then in SSIS toolbox, and we'll just see. Yeah, let's go to Solution Explorer first, and your solution name is same, and also package name also same, SSIS sample packages. Yes, and the physical path of your packages will be stored here. So see, already a new package has been created. See, in SSRS, generally it will not get create any new report initially. So we need to go and create, but in SSIS, defaultly a new package will get created. Okay, you can see here, and the original path of this package will be right click on it, open containing folder. See, here it is. It is okay, the SSIS package. When you go back, so this is your solution file, and this is your the main folder wherein it will have all the packages, guys. Yes, yeah. Now under these packages, we have first option called project.parents. Okay, project.parent. What is meant by parents means it's nothing but parameters. Okay, it's nothing but parameters. So the purpose of parameters is what?
To filter the data.
Filter the data.
So to filter the data and we'll pass some inputs, correct? So here also it's not for filtering purpose, but I can say like, yeah, it's kind of, but I can say what exactly will store in this parameters, nothing but, so generally we will store the file path where exactly your file contains. Generally your Excel files, let's say here it is contains some text files or Excel, anything you can take. This is the path. Now this path will go and save by creating the parameters. For an example, right click, so open. Okay, can you see there is something called add parameter, a delete parameter, and here kind of a configuration which we need to do the for parameter. So click on add, a new parameter has been created. Let's say I just need to store the path of the source file. Okay, so file path you can select, and what is the data type? Generally it will be varchar. No, so in SSIS, okay, so varchar is nothing but it is called a string, guys. I'll give you the the what you can say data types. What is the names of data types between your SQL Server and SSIS? So just assume like as of now the varchar data type is nothing but string, and the value, whatever the path you want to save, you can just save it over here. Okay, and what is the purpose of this parameters is nothing but wherever you want this parameter you can able to use, and in entire project. Okay, in entire project. Why? Because this is like a project parameter. So we, like shared path and embedded, right? I mean shared connection and embedded connection. No, so what is meant by shared and embedded?
Shared is nothing but a global, where we can use it for all the reports.
Yeah. So
It
shared is
embedded is in
nothing
only
but
to that particular package.
shared is nothing but
Report.
when you create a connection, it can be used in the entire reports. Embedded means within the report. Yes or no? Correct. So in the
Yes.
similar manner, can you see there is something called project.parents, which is nothing but when you create these parameters, you can use in the in all the packages in that particular project. Okay, but can you see there is option here, one more option, parameters. So when you create the parameters here, this is with respect to that package. I mean, this is a kind of embedded and this is kind of a shared. Yeah, it is global. This is global, this is local. When you create these parameters, right? So it is a package level, which means within the package only we can able to use that parameters. Are you clear?
Yes, Anna.
Everyone.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why it is not closed. Let me just see.
Sir, can you please describe about what is exactly a package, sir?
Sorry, what is meant by package? Yeah,
Yes.
we'll come back to that. Okay.
Okay.
So like your report will build some package, okay, to read one Excel file, let's say, okay, that is nothing but one of the package, and these parameters can be used only within that package. And if I go and create one more, let's say right click new package, and in this package, that parameter, whatever we created here, no, it cannot be used. Okay. And I'll give you, let's say, so going forward, we'll create a number of packages. You will be able to understand. Yeah, and I'll go and remove it. Yeah, and these parameters, whatever we create, right? So it will be with the extension called dot params. Okay, and what and all the things will be saving in the parameters means generally file paths and SQL server names and user names, passwords, okay, file names and the extensions, yeah, and client file paths. So all these kind of information will store it in different parameters. Okay, yeah. Next, we have something called connection manager. This is very important. Okay, again we have two connections here. Okay, again we have two connections. One is a project level connection manager and then package level connection. Okay, so nothing but this is kind of a shared connection manager. This is kind of a embedded connection manager. And what is this purpose of connection manager means? So like data source, right? What is the purpose of data source?
To connect to the server and
To
database
connect
using
to
the
a
data.
particular server to get the data. Anna?
Yes.
So nothing but so where exactly we have the data, we are just pointing over there. Now for SSIS, from where and all the sources we are getting the information?
Excel.
From
Yeah,
Excel,
we have a source files like
text
Excel,
files,
CSVs and all,
CSV.
correct?
Yes.
Now, so in SSRS, whenever I'm creating a data source, so for us, the data source is always like SQL Server there. So whenever you're building the connection, what and all the information you're providing there?
Database name, server
Yeah,
name,
your database name, server name,
server name, credit.
authentications and
Yeah,
username, passwords and all, correct?
yes.
So here also, whenever you're creating a connection manager, okay, so the source files, whatever we are talking about is Excel, let's say. Okay, now what are the connections you will made it over here is, you just see, right click on new connection manager. Now you can see from these many sources we can able to retrieve the data. Okay, from these many sources we can able to retrieve the data in SSIS case. Okay, but we will not use all these things in SSIS. We'll mainly work on as I said, Excels and flat files and all. Yeah, so can you see there is something called Excel? Okay, and just click on add. Now it will ask you that please give me the path of the Excel file so that I can go and read. Yeah, and first browse the Excel file. Let's say anything you can take. Yes, and click on that file. Now can you see there is a new connection manager has been created. Okay, there is a new connection manager has been created, and with the the extension of .conmgr. For parameters it will be dot params. For connection manager it is .conmgr. This is a shared connection manager, guys. Why and you can see here it is saying that project level connection manager. Okay, and what is the purpose of this means? Let's go and create a new package. Can you see here also this connection manager is available, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Now let's go and create a embedded connection manager. Okay, I mean this is called as package level, or we can say it as embedded. Now where exactly we'll go and create means, See, there is something called connection managers, right? Right click over here and click on new connection. Let's choose the same file and let's create the connection. Can you see? Do you have anything called project here? Hello? For this connection manager, do you have any project name here in the left hand side? No, right?
No.
Nothing but
No.
this connection manager can be used within this package only. Yeah. Now you go to
Okay.
package 1. So you can see how many connection managers are available. Only one, correct? Now in package, you can go and see the embedded connection. So that is how it will be. No, embedded connection means so it will be used within the package, but it cannot be used across the packages. But the project level means it can be used in the entire project. Entire projects and all packages will come into the picture. No, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And if you ask me what is the main necessity, like what is the Excel connection managers we'll be using in the real time is, so mostly we will be using the embedded connection managers. So there it will be shared data sources, right? But here embedded connection manager. Why? Because we will not dump the data every time from one Excel file. We'll always bring the data from various Excel files. Okay, that's the reason we'll work on mostly embedded connection managers. Okay, from each and every package the connection of the file will be different, guys. Yeah, but if in some packages, if the files are same, the location, everything, then we'll go for project level Excel connection. But mostly preferable case will be embedded connections only. Are you clear?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Now next option is okay, SSIS packages. Yeah. So SSIS packages means all your packages will contains under this tab. Yeah. And with the extension of .dtsx. So what is the extension of your reports?
RDL.
RDL.
Means
Report definition
Report
language.
report
definition.
definition language. But in packages, the extension is DTSX, which is data transmission services executables. Okay, so DTSX means data transmission services executables, guys. Okay, from each and every keyword they have taken first letter here, but from the executables they have taken like X, yeah, instead of E. Okay, I don't know really why they have taken X, but the extension will be this one, and the abbreviation for this the extension is data transformation services executables. For all the SSIS package it will be same. Okay, and the backend code, even for reporting there is a backend code of XML, right? So the package backend code also XML. Right click, there is something called view code. Can you see? So it has been written like XML, correct? So it will keep on increase whenever you are building the packages, guys. Yeah. So even here also the backend code is like same Excel only. Sorry, XML only. Okay. And how you can create n number of packages in one particular project. There is no limitation, guys. Okay, n number of packages you can able to create in SSIS. Yeah, just a second. Okay, now how to create the package means just simply right click on new package, and it will go and create a new package here. And if you want, you can right click and rename it. Okay, we can simply rename it, no issues. Okay, I just deleted all other. Yeah, and these are the main three tabs which we need to know. Yeah, the for our project params and then connection managers and then SSIS packages. The remaining things are not required for us. Yes, so let me just summarize the points. Params nothing but parameters. So where we will store the file paths and locations and then usernames, passwords and all. And there are two things here: project level and package level. Package level means within the package, project means across all the packages. Connection managers is nothing but wherein we'll connect to a source files from where exactly you need to get the data. Not only source files, even to connect to a destination servers also, we'll create a connection managers here. Okay, we will create a connection managers. Yeah, and here also we have two things: project level connection manager and package means within, project means across all. Yeah, and in SSIS we don't have such kind of things like project or package. So here we'll create the normal packages, all the SSIS packages with the extension of .dtsx, and the abbreviation for DTSX is data transmission services executables. Okay, this is all about these 3 points, 3 tabs. Any questions?
No, what is meant by packages?
Sorry.
What is meant by packages?
Yeah, you will come to know. We haven't started. We are just into it. Okay. Yeah. Next. Next in the design. So we'll go to the toolbox later. So first in the design level, we'll see what are the options we have. Okay. We have something called control flow, data flow, parameters, and event handlers, and package explorer. Totally 5 tabs we do have. Okay. And there will be one more tab will get generate, which is nothing but results that will get generate only when you are executing your package, guys. Okay. But normally 5 different tabs will be available in the package design surface. Yeah, the first option is control flow, very important. This one, control flow. Yeah, so in the control flow level, okay, what we do have in a toolbox means, okay, so we do have tasks and also we do have containers, guys. In control flow level, we do have tasks and we do have containers. So many tasks are there and multiple containers are there. And the purpose of this control flow will be, okay, it will check the workflow from one task to another task. So we'll explain what exactly it means. Okay, so this control flow, what exactly we'll do is inside in the backend, again to control it, there will be one more engine called runtime engine. So basically, when we are talking about SQL Server, right? Whenever you are running something, any query in the backend, SQL Server engine will be running. Yeah. So in the similar way, in SSIS also, so here we have a control flow, right? To control this, we do have a in the backend something called runtime engine. So by using this engine, yes, what it will do is it will just check, okay, whether the workflow is flowing correctly or not from one step to another steps. Workflow ante entante whatever the configurations we made, whether it is exactly proper or not, whenever you're executing the package, it will check each and every step there. Okay, whether the work is flowing properly, or not from each and every task. Okay, from one to one. Okay, this kind of checks it will do it in the control flow level, and this will be mainly run by runtime engine in the backend, which we cannot able to see, but this is the engine mainly, so which will be controlling it. Yeah, and in this control flow we do have so many tasks and containers. You can see so many tasks like data flow task, execute SQL task. Likewise, we do have many tasks are there. Okay, out of which we'll be discussing some 7 to 8, which are mainly using transformations in real time, and there are totally 3 containers are there. Okay, so we will also discuss about it. Yeah, and this is the main heart of your package, guys. Control flow engine. Yeah, we can call it as control flow engine, or we can call it as runtime engine also. No issues. Yeah, the control flow in the interview also they'll ask what is the purpose of control flow. Means it will just check the workflow between each and every task. Okay, whether it is flowing correctly or not, and it will be controlled by runtime engine. This is the point which you need to say. And in the control level, we do have 2 things. One is tasks, and we have containers as well. Yeah, and the next option is data flow. Okay, the next option is data flow, which is again very important. Yeah, and this data flow engine will be run by data flow engine in the backend, and it again controlled by runtime engine only. Okay, see general when you are configuring, so when we are going for data flow, right, data flow, it will be run by data flow engine only, but it again controlled by your control flow engine or runtime engine. Yeah, so because this is the parent one, this is kind of a child you can consider. Yeah, and see, when I go to data flow task, you can just see whether all the options are whatever we have here. We can see tasks and containers. Will it be same or different? Okay, let's go to data flow. Can you see the toolbox has been changed? Correct? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what we do have in the data flow means, so here we do have sources, comma, transformations, and we do have destinations. So here we will mainly do the ETL. ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ గా డేటా ఫ్లో లెవెల్లో విల్ డూ ద ETL process, guys. Okay, so getting the data from source and transforming or eliminating or removing the data using transformations, and finally push it into the destinations by using ETL. Okay, so in real time లో మనం మెయిన్ గా సో ఈ డేటా ఫ్లో టాస్క్ ని ఎక్కువ యూస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. Yes, and you can see, so when you go to control flow, see there is something called data flow task, right? So either you can click on it or you can double click on it. So it will obviously go to data flow. Double click on it. See here it will get add one data flow task. Can you see here? And again, once you double click on it, it immediately shift to your data flow. You see, double click on it. See, it shift to this one, and all the transformations, everything will get changed. Yes, that's why I said this data flow is controlled by what? Control flow. So because the data flow is part of your control flow engine. Okay, data flow is one of the part of your control flow engine, guys. Okay, so I just double click on it. So here one task will get added, and once I double click on it, immediately it will go to data flow task, wherein we have all the sources, transformations, and destinations. And this is also this source, transformation, destinations, also called as SSIS components. Very important. SSIS components. So they might ask what are the transformations we have, or they might ask what are the components. So both are same, guys. Okay, so now what is the purpose of data flow task? Means it will check whether the data is flowing correctly or not from one component to, or from source to destination or not. From source to destination, or else we can also say from one component to another component. Okay, either way we can say. Yeah. So basically control flow will check workflow, data flow will check what? Data flow task will check. Hello.
Whether the data is flowing correctly or not.
Yes. Here it will check workflow, control flow engine. Data flow will check data flow. Okay. Now here we have a transform. So many sources are there. Okay. So there is something called source assistant, destination assistant. It will be kind of favorites, which means there are only few sources are available when you double click on it. See, like Excel, flat file, Oracle DB. Even I said from SQL Server also, from other SQL Server also, we can read the data. No, okay, that's where it is showing this many, only 4. But when you actually go down, see there is something called other sources, wherein we have so many sources like ADO.net, CDC, Excel source, flat files, OLEDB, and XML sources and all. Yeah, so many options are available. Okay, and even the destinations are more here compared to your source. There are so many destinations are there. Yeah, and when you go to the transformations, see, these many transformations are there. We will be most probably discussing almost like 20 to 21 transformations. Okay, out of some 30, because we will not use all the transformations in the real time. So whichever is important, we'll just go and discuss it. So you can see so many transformations are there, like aggregate transformation, conditional split, merge, multicast, union, all transformation, sort transformation. Yes. So something like we have so many options are there. Okay. So we will discuss anyway one by one. Yeah. So it's nothing, complex. So it's easy only. Yeah. Yeah.
The
Next.
data modeling part also that comes here in
No,
SSIS.
data modeling is something different.
Okay, so we do that
So
task.
we'll do that in terms of data warehouse actually. Okay,
Okay.
not here. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, but I have seen that in integration tools, I heard, sir, not seen. We do this star schema or snowflake schema, that these
Now
types of.
that will build it in the cubes SSIS level, in a cube level. Okay,
Okay.
which we are not going to discuss at all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Next, the next option is parameters. As I said, this is a package level and this is project level. Okay. Next, event handlers, I'll discuss later. Next, package explorer. What is meant by package explorer means? So now within the package, whatever you used, the sources, transformations, or the destinations, or tasks, containers, connection managers, parameters, everything, all the information you can able to see here. Okay, can you see? If I am click on this, so we have created 2 connection managers, right? Both are showing over here. Can you see? And also I have used one of the data flow task. I have added one data flow task. No, you can see under executables the data flow task. And under that, if I used any component, can you see there is something called components? What and all the components you are using, it will be showing for us. Okay, so it is nothing but it's kind of exploring the complete package information. Okay, so instead of going inside and what exactly it is storing, right? So you can explore over here what exactly you used in that particular package. It's kind of showing the complete information of your SSIS package, guys. Okay, these are the tabs, and mainly we'll work on these 2 tabs in real time. 1, 2, and then 3, 4. But the major part will be first 2. Okay. And how do you execute a package means? So we have something called a function F5 option, or can you see there is an option called start? You can just click on start. There are many options, guys. Let me show you. Click on start, or right click on your package, execute the package. Yes, then right click on the task and execute it. See, many options are there. Yeah, or right click over here. Again, we do have a execute option here. No, here we don't have. Okay, totally 4 options are there by using F5 and then start button, then right click on the package and execute, right click on the task and execute. Okay, if you ask me which is the better option, always either you can go from right click execute package, or better option first priority will go for start. So let me just start it and see. So we haven't configured anything here. I just took the data flow task. See, if something is success, it will be showing a green symbol. Otherwise, it will be showing some red color symbol. Okay, cross symbol, guys. Now, can you see? So when I'm going to the execution, there is a new tab has been created. So apart from this file, there is a new tab, progress tab, which is also known as a result set tab. We can also call it as. Yes. Now it is kind of a preview, guys. In SSRS, we have a preview option, right? So once we build something, so if I need to preview it, so we'll just click on the preview option. Now you tell me, when it is in the preview, can you able to design something? Is it possible to design anything?
No.
No.
Now we have to go back to again design, right?
Yes.
So here also, when it is in a debugging mode, you cannot configure anything. Again, we cannot change anything in the package level. So what you can do, you can stop the debugging. There is a red color symbol. So either shift 5 option or click on this. See, it will come into the again the normal mode. Okay, wherein again you can do the modifications and you can able to run it. Yeah. So these are the options which we have in SSIS, and these are the introduction about your SSIS, guys. What exactly it will do? What are the options available for us? Any questions? Okay, so you can just take down the notes. So write down SSIS. SSIS. Yeah, write down the abbreviation. SQL Server Integration Services. Yeah, below that, in SSIS, we have a tool called ETL. We have a tool called ETL. Using this ETL tool, we have in SSIS we do have ETL tool. Using this tool, we can read the data from various source files, like using this ETL tool, we can read the data from various source files like various source files like, in brackets you can write down Excel, CSVs, text files, XMLs, other Oracle, etc. Using UTL tool, we can read the data from various source files like Excel, CSVs, text files, XML, Oracle, etc. Source files like Excel, CSVs, XMLs, Oracle, etc. And we will manipulate the data using transformations. And we will manipulate the data using transformations. And will manipulate the data using transformations. Finally, the cleansed data will be pushed into database or destinations. Finally, the cleansed data, CLEANSED. Finally, the cleansed data will be dumped or loading into destinations. చెప్పేదా? Finally, the cleansed data will be pushed into destinations. Done. Okay, then draw this picture. Finished? Okay. Yeah, now you can go with this process. So always SSIS will come. So again, when we are discussing about real-time project, the project explanation. So I'll tell you, the whole process again. So what exactly we'll do it in IS, SQL and SSRS. Okay, so SSIS, SQL and SSRS. This is the sequence which will follow when we are proceeding with creating any projects and all. Yeah. Yeah. Write down side heading project dot params. Project dot params. Project dot params. When we create, sorry, the main purpose of parameters in SSIS is the main purpose of parameters in SSIS is to store usernames. The main purpose of parameters in SSIS is to store usernames, passwords, DB names, table names, server names, username, password, DB name, table names, server names, file path, file names, etc. Okay, next you can make a side heading connection managers. Connection managers. Right. Connection managers are mainly used to connect to a source or a destination. Connection managers are mainly used to build a connection and to build a connection to connect source sources and destinations. Connection managers are mainly used to build a connection to connect sources and destinations. Next point. We do have two types of connection managers. Below that, A, project level connection manager. Second one, package level connection manager. Project level connection manager, package level connection manager. And right side you can write it can be used within that package, and here you can write it can be used across all the packages within the project. Okay, we cannot use in other projects, but within the project across any package you can. Done. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next. Yeah. Next side heading, SSIS packages. SSIS packages. Under this tab, below that you can write under this tab, we will create the SSIS packages. We will create the SSIS packages which are with the extension of with underscore, which are with the extension with .dt assets. Which are with the extension of .dt assets. So you can in the brackets you can write down this .dt assets means data transmission services executables. Done. Yeah, next control flow side heading. Right on. Control flow will check the workflow from one task to another task, and it will be run by runtime engine. Control flow will check the workflow from one task to another task, and it will be run by runtime engine. Second point, it contains tasks and containers and Raskuni. Let me know once it is finished. Finished?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay. Now write down the tasks. Okay, whatever tasks we are going to discuss about. So just write down tasks and side heading పెట్టండి. Tasks below the control flow on more subheading tasks. Write down data flow task, data flow task. Next, execute SQL task, execute SQL task. Next, bulk insert task, bulk insert task. Next, execute package task, execute, package task, next, execute process task, execute process task, next, file system task, file system task, FTP task, next, send mail task, send mail task, next, make a site heading containers, containers, write down these three, for loop, for each, and sequence container. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, write down data flow task, side heading, data flow task. Okay, write down. Data flow task will check. So this is also called as DFT. You can call it as. So DFT will check whether the data is flowing correctly or not from source to destination. Or you can write from one component to another component. DFT will check whether the data is flowing correctly or not from source to destination or from one component to another component. Next point. Next point. It will run by data flow engine and again it controlled by runtime engine. Finished? Finished up?
Yes, Vinod.
Okay. Then you can write see sources transformations anyway it is very less which we are talking about. Okay, so directly we'll write the transformation sources like Excel flat file and then yeah OLDB source we'll use most of these three, and the destination anyway OLDB destination. OLDB is nothing but here your SQL server guys. Okay, SQL server will in SSIS level we'll call it as OLEDB is nothing but your SQL server destination. Yeah. Yeah, next you can just write down transformations or component SSIS components. Side heading under data flow task subheading transformations or SSIS components. Okay. Yeah. Write down first transformation derived column. Write down one by one. Derived column. Next data conversion. One by one you can write. Second one data conversion. Third one conditional split. Conditional split. Fourth one aggregate transformation. Aggregate. Fifth one merge. Next merge join. Next multicast. Next OLEDB command.
So you said OLEDB in the sense SQL Server destination, right?
Yeah,
What is
it
this
is
OLEDB
command.
command?
It's not source or destination. It's a command where we will write inserts, deletes, and all. OLEDB command. Next row count. Row count. Next, sort. Next, union all. Next, slowly changing dimension. Slowly changing dimension. Bracket lo SCD. Shortcut lo SCD అంటారు దాన్ని. Slowly changing dimension brackets C for Chennai, S for sun, D for dummy. Okay, next, lookup. Lookup. Next, fuzzy lookup. Fuzzy lookup. Next, import column. Import column. Next, export column. How many it came?
16.
Yeah. So which are very, very important for us. Okay, next. So we'll discuss about it, when we are building the packages. And before that, you should also know one more thing, the data type names between your SQL Server and SSIS. Okay. So in SQL Server, what exactly it will be called as? In SSIS, how exactly it will be called as? Okay. In terms of data types, you can make it as a data types as a side heading. Yeah. In generally in SQL Server, we do have an integer data type, right? In SSIS, it will be called as 4-byte signed integer. Okay, if it is a big int, it will be 8-byte signed integer. 8-byte signed integer. Okay, and small int we have, so like 2-byte integer, it will be called as. Okay, so but whatever we will most probably use it, we'll discuss about it. Next, we have a varchar data type, right? So it will be called as string in SSIS. The data type, it will be called as string, guys, in SSIS. Next, varchar. So it will be called as Unicode string. Unicode string. And we have a float data type, right? So it is in SSIS double precision float. Double precision float. And we have a decimal in SQL Server. In SSIS also we will call it as decimal only, no difference. And we have a bit data types in SQL Server. So here it is called as Boolean. And here we have a something called date data type in SQL Server. In SSIS it is called as database date. And if it is a time data type, here it is called as database timestamp. And in SSIS, it will be called as image. So in SSIS, we have something called var binary. So generally, if you want to store any images, right, in SQL Server, we will use var binary data type. The same thing which will be called in SSIS is image data type. So we'll discuss about it. Okay, I'll let you know. Okay. And these are the major data types which we are going to use it in SSIS level. There are some other data types also, but these are the most probably using data types, I can say. Okay, so from now onwards you should not call with these names because it is SSIS, right? You should always go with these names only: 4 byte, 8 byte, string, double precision, like that. Okay, just prepare this and come back tomorrow so that I can tell you. I'll just ask. Okay. Write down.
Done, bro.
Yeah.
Done, Minu.
Okay. Okay. Let me just show you how to create the package and what is the purpose of it first. Okay. I'll go and remove everything here. Yeah. And what is the my requirement or is they are given, let's say, an Excel file. I just need that to be loaded into my final SQL Server table. Okay, but as of now I'm not doing any changes, guys. I mean, in between the file. Okay, so we'll just read the data and push it into final table. Okay, so we'll not go do any of the manipulations in between. Okay, so first and foremost thing, so you need to decide what file you need to load. Yeah, so you can just go to downloads and we'll see any of the Excel files wherein we have some data. I think this is the FSC codes details. Okay, let's do one thing. I think this contains completely FSC details. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, it looks something good actually for me. I'll go with this database. Okay, we'll have very less amount of data, but still fine. Let's see how many rows are there. Okay, there are some 1008 rows are there. We'll try to go and dump data. Okay, this is how you'll get the data from your customer. Okay, your client actually. Okay, in the similar manner, we'll go and push the data. Yeah, and what I will do is this file, whatever I have downloaded now, let's keep it in one of the folders. Let's say inside C. Let's go to desktop, 17th batch. I'll make a folder called SSIS. Inside that, sources, and I'll keep the source file over here. Okay, and always make sure your source Excel file with it will be in the extension of .xls, because maybe it may not support your Visual Studio. So what we can do, I'll just show you. Before going this, right click, on it, go to properties, and see it is .xlsx, right? You try to read this data, but if it is not, if it is throwing any errors, so just convert this file into older version, that is into XLS, and I'll show you how to do that. Just save as the file and the same folder wherever I created newly, and choose Excel 97 2013 2003, and you will have two files. See, one is the old one and the other one will be, sorry, this is new, this is old, and here the extension or for this particular file is .xls. Okay, you try with this .xlsx, guys. So if at all if you'll get some kind of errors, so go with this one. Yeah, and let me just go delete. Yeah, so now my file is ready, so the source is ready. Then what needs to be done, tell me?
We should import it to SSIS.
No, your source is ready, but where you have to push this data?
Destination.
To your SQL Server, correct?
Okay.
So to dump this data into SQL Server, what we required in SQL? Table is required. Do you have this table there?
No.
All right.
No.
So the thing is, either you can able to create from SSIS, that option is available, or you can create it from your SQL also. Either way, it is fine. I'll go with SSIS itself. Okay, let's create it from SSIS itself. Now only the source file is ready. Now what you can do, create a package and name it as loading from or loading Excel to OLEDB. OLEDB is nothing but your SQL Server database. Okay. Now, so now I have renamed the package name. Now to dump the data from source to destination, so always we do have data flow task here. So only from the data flow task we can transfer the data from source to destination, guys. Okay, and you can also rename this one saying that loading Excel data or whatever data. Maybe I have taken these as a customer information. I think customer info into customer table, let's say. Okay, so if you rename this something like this, everyone can understand, okay, what exactly I'm doing by using this task. Yeah, and double click on it, so immediately it will go and shift to your data flow task. Correct? Now, so what you need to do is, first of all, your ETL process will always contains like this. Let me just show you. 1, 2, 3. I think we have already written this one. Okay, this is fine. Your package will always in this manner. This is source. This is transformation. This is destination. Okay. So what you need to do is always first you need to, before creating any package, first of all, you need to build a connection manager for source. Also, you need to build a connection manager for destination as well. Okay, you need to create a destination for source. Sorry, you need to create a connection manager for source as well as connection manager for your destination, because you need to know from which file you need to read the data. Also, you need to know to which table we need to, or which server we need to go and push the data. Yeah. So now your file is ready. You need to create the connection managers. So either you can go with this global or local. I'll go with embedded local connections. Yeah. So right click on it, click on new connection. I'll make the source connection first, which is into Excel. Let's browse the file and go to desktop and 17 batch SSIS source files and select your file, guys. Yeah, and see it all automatically select the version of that particular file. And also in that file you can see the first columns, first row contains your column names, correct? Let me go to 17 batch and you open this. You can see the first row contains column names. So automatically it will check in that option. Maybe in sometimes you may not have that column names. So that time you can uncheck this one. So how it will can read the data if the client is not providing any headers means it will be taken as F1, F2, F3 like that. Field 1, field 2, field 3. Okay. So, but most of the times we 99% we will have the header names. Yeah. And click on OK, guys. So now this connection manager is for what? This is for what?
For
Embedded connection.
It is embedded, and this is a source connection manager. Yes or no?
Source connection. Okay.
I'll make it as source, right? So we can right click and we can rename that connection manager name, saying it as source connection, so that it will be easy for understanding. And we also need to make what?
Destination
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 connection. So right click. What is my destination here? OLEDB, nothing but your SQL Server. Okay, see directly we have an option here, or else you can go to new connection and you can choose OLEDB here. OLEDB connection manager. Yeah, click on add. Okay, let me remove it. Everything. Now here there is no connections, nothing. So basically you need to build a connection to connect to your SQL Server. Click on new. See, like your SSRS, it is giving the same thing. Like what is the server name you need to provide, whichever SQL Server you want to connect. Or if it is a Oracle, it's a different one. Yeah, if it is a Oracle, these connections will cannot change, guys. Okay, see there is a connection which is for Oracle. Yeah. So now whichever authentication you need, you can choose. And the database, I'll make another database name called SSIS. Here, let's create a SSIS database newly. Create database SSIS. And let's go and dump everything into SSIS DB. And test connection succeeded. See, now with the server name dot your catalog name, your database name, it has been created a new connection. Okay, and click on OK. So we just say that in which database we need to dump, but we haven't say like in which table, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and here also in which file we need to read the data. So in this source connection, what we did is in this source connection, what we said like, so from to which file we need to connect, that's it. But we haven't said like from which sheet we have to read the data, correct?
Okay.
Why? Because here in this file, we do have totally 3 sheets. Okay. But
Yes.
we haven't tell like what sheet it is.
On
Now,
the sheet, yeah,
you can
exactly.
also consider this Excel as a one of the database guys, and each sheet will be called as a table array view. Okay. Each sheet you can consider as a table array view. The whole Excel file, it's kind of a database. Yes or no? Hello? We can assume that, right?
Yes, sir.
Excel is a database and each sheet will be called as a table array view. Okay. Yeah. I'm just closing the file. Yeah. Next. So now source and destination connection is ready, but we haven't tell from which sheet or which table we need to read the data and push the data. So for that case, what we exactly will do is go to Excel source, go to source, other sources here. Okay. And just drag this Excel source. Okay. Just drag this Excel source. Yeah. Now for this Excel source, okay, you need to create a connection. I mean, we have created already a source connection, but for this Excel source, you need to give that relation. I mean, double click on it. See, it automatically chooses the connection manager, which means this Excel source will connect to a file. Okay, which file we need to connect means we already configured that. Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
In the connection manager level, what we did is we said that to which file we need to connect. But in the Excel source level, what we will do is it will choose the source connection. It will also give an option to select from which sheet we need to read the data. Understand? Source connection lo ఏ file connect అవ్వాలని చెప్తుంది, but Excel source లో వచ్చి in that file in which sheet we need to read, we can able to select it, guys. Understand?
Got it, Manoj. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now there is something called data access mode. You can just see there are 4 access modes are there. Very important question it is. They'll ask like in a source level, what kind of data access modes we have. One is table or view, a table name or view name, or SQL command or SQL command from a variable. Okay. So as of now, I'll go with first option. Later we'll see the other remaining. So I said, right, Excel is a database and each sheet is like a table array view. Correct?
Yes.
Now from the sheet we need to read, right? That's where I have selected table array view, and you just click on here. So it will be showing like totally 4 sheets. Out of 4 sheets, whichever having underscore, that is a dummy file, kind of a catchy, don't select it. Okay, so we need to select from the orders, right? Whichever sheet you need to read, you can select it. Only one sheet we can select at a time, not multiple. And if you want, you can preview also. See, this is the data which is exactly there in the Excel. Yes or no? Yep. Yeah. And here it is only showing the 200 rows. Okay, not the complete in the preview level. Yeah. Next, the next option is, see, I already told you, whatever connection manager I created, source connection, I have it automatically selected that source connection manager. Why? Because it is Excel connection manager, right? So we have only one connection manager here, so it automatically got selected that. Okay, so this will tell us to which file we need to connect, and this will tell us to which sheet we need to connect to read the data. Yeah, now we know which sheet, right? But do you know what and all the columns we need to read the data? We really don't know. And go to next option called columns. So it will be showing all the columns which are available under that sheet. Okay. Now the main purpose of this option is, let's say from the Excel file, my client is saying that I am giving you the 100 columns, but don't push all the 100 columns data. You push only minimum. So in such a case, what you can do?
We can uncheck remaining.
Yes, we can uncheck that column names here. See, now this is a kind of a performance. It will be kind of improving the performance only, right?
Yes.
We can avoid the unwanted columns data.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the option to improve the performance of SSIS package. We can remove the unwanted, but as of now, I'll consider everything. Yeah, and error output, we'll discuss it later. Yeah, and as of now, go with these 2 options. Click on OK. Now that this cross symbol is gone because we have already configured that this component, the source component. Yes. Now what you need to do is you need to go with the destination connection, guys. Yeah, destination connection. Your destination is OLEDB destination, right? Just drag and drop, but always make sure that whenever you are configuring this, generally we will double click on it. Okay, but before double clicking on it, what you need to do is you need to make a connection between your first component to second component, and there are one is blue color symbol, the another one will be red color. Red color we'll discuss later, and the blue color symbol line will be called as data path. ఇది data flow task lo undi kada. In data flow task we are configuring everything: source, transformation, destination. Okay, so now here this is called as data path, very very important. Okay, now before configuring any transformation, okay, so please make sure there should be a connection between first to second. Okay, then only you can. Why? Because I'll tell you. Let's double click on this OLDB destination, guys. Now see, automatically it chosen the connection manager. What connection manager it has been chosen?
Oh, database connection.
Your database connection, destination connection, correct? We know kj.ssis. Yeah, and also it is telling that choose one of the data access mode where you need to dump the data. Okay, see, there is a two options, extra option is there. Source లో only 4 options ఉన్నాయి. Here extra option ఒకటి ఉంది, table or view fast load option. If you choose this one, it will try to load in a faster way by using some mechanisms in the backend. Okay, now it is asking what table name I want to, sorry, in which table I need to dump the data. So have you created any table here?
No.
No.
Okay.
Now, yes, so there are two options. Either you can create your own table and you can choose from this drop down. Otherwise there is an option called new. You can create a new table. Yeah, click on new. See, it's giving the table names. Sorry, it is giving a table script for us. Yeah, and how these column names and the data types is came into the picture means I'll tell you. Yeah, now I have give a connection between the first and second component, right? So what it will do is from the first component, whatever columns are available, it chooses those components. Okay, and sorry, column names, and it will choose the data types. I'll tell you how it will choose the data types after some time. Okay, now here the table name is something like OLDB destination, it has been chosen, but we'll change the table name if you want. TBL underscore, I'll say customer details. Okay guys, so now if you want you can just create it. Now you can see there are so many columns which is comes under n varchar data types. Okay, I don't want n varchar. Okay, I'll make it as varchar data type because in my table I want to make, generally we'll go with varchar data type, right? You can just take it as a varchar data type, guys. I don't want n varchars, but remaining things let it be float, and then date time, let it be, no problem. Are you clear?
Yes.
I'm creating a table here with my own data types in my destination. Okay, yeah, let's create it. Now you can see the table name. Yes, now once this is done, the final step, very 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 important step, nothing but mappings, guys. Okay, mappings. What is meant by mappings means, now from the source we are getting some columns, correct? From your Excel you are getting some columns, and your table also you are building some columns, correct? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, now let's say in source level we have 10 columns, in destination level also we have 10 columns. Now whenever you are transforming the data, the SSIS is really don't know from which column to which column I have to transfer the data. Okay, because there is no connections which we made, correct?
Yes.
So that's the reason we just need to map, saying that you go and dump the data from this column to this column. This is your source Excel file column, this is your destination table column. And these mappings are very very important in SSIS package. Every time you need to do it. Okay, Without this mapping, so you cannot push the data, guys. Okay. Now also you need to make sure once you see automatically it configured. Avuna? Why? Because why it automatically configured means if the source column names and the destination columns names are exactly same, then it automatically configure it. Okay. If the table names are different, I mean the column names are different, then we need to manually do it. Okay. Are you clear? Yeah. Now how to check whether and also between each and every column the data type should be same, guys. Yeah, from the Excel the data type should be same, and the table also the data type should be same. How do you check? Means just go and place the cursor, you can see the data type. So what is the data type we have there?
Float.
So you can see double precision float. Avuna? And this is the Excel level, and go and check in the table level. In the table what we have here also same.
Same.
So now you can go and check the next column, date. This is database timestamp, correct?
Yes.
Is it same or different?
Different.
It's a different one, correct? And you can go and check some other columns. So here it is float. This is also float, Unicode string, it is string. See here it is different. Okay. So some columns data types are same, some other columns data types are different, correct? Hello?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So now you need to make sure between source and destination the data type should be exactly same, otherwise you cannot able to map it. Okay, for sure. Even if you click on OK, see it throws an error here. See, it is saying that a column shift mode cannot convert between Unicode and non-Unicode, which means if it is a varchar, it should be exactly varchar. If it is a varchar, exactly it should be varchar only. Yeah. So the problem, what is the why this problem came over here means, see, we created a Excel, we created a table, right? While creating the table, what happens? I changed the data types, correct? From nvarchar to varchar. Okay.
Yes.
But actually in Excel, we are getting a different data types. Okay. I think time is over, no? So I think most of the people are left. So can we continue from tomorrow onwards?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because most of the people needs to go to offices. Okay, no problem. So tomorrow onwards, so tomorrow we'll continue from this onwards. Okay. So I think today what you need to do is you just gone through with the video what and all the options we have once again, because tomorrow it will be easy to understand, and it doesn't take much time, right? The remaining time you can spend on SSRS. Okay, to finish the notes and the practicals. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, then bye.
Thank you, Vinod. Bye.
Yeah, and one more thing. So the drive is full over there. Okay, the TSQL SSRS, all the videos has been uploaded, right? That drive is full. What I will do, we'll create a new drive for SSIS, and I'll give you the link for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Anna.